Good morning, Vision. Welcome to our Sunday celebration. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad I'm here. How was your Christmas? Everything you wanted, right? A little different than normal, but happy and joyous just the same. Yep, mine too. Let's pray in. I give great thanks for this day. I give thanks for Spirit, knowing that everything emanates from this one, that there is only one source, one power and presence in the universe, and that is God, or higher power, or source, or first cause, whatever we call it. We know that there is one that has absolutely inhabited form and continues to create always, creating new form and abandoning form. We know that we are part of this one life. And we know that everything and everyone in the manifest universe is part of this one life. We know all life is some part of the life of God. And giving great thanks for this, we know we are one. We simply allow this, we just know it, we resonate with it. We know it as truth, and so it is. Amen. So good morning. How is everything? I hope you saw our Christmas Eve presentation to you. We had a great time. Although we were apart, we still had a wonderful time together. So I really hope you enjoyed it. I think it's still up on our website if you want to take a look at it. Go to the website, www.visioncsl.org, and check it out. It was a wonderful presentation. We saw faces we haven't seen in such a long, long time. It was good. It was almost like a family reunion. So check it out if you can. We get to see all of our practitioners, and these are the practitioners that love you up, every single week, and they pray with us and for us. So if you have anything on your heart, please know that you get to have prayer support right here. Go to that website, go to the practitioner page, and pick a practitioner and a phone number and give them a call and get prayer on the phone, or submit a prayer request on the website, and someone will email you back, or if you leave your phone number, call you up, and do prayer over the phone. However you want to be served, we are here to serve you in prayer because it is so important to know that there is someone in your corner, right? That whatever you're going through, whatever is on your heart, even if things are going well, they can go better, can't they? Absolutely. We know this is true. We know in spirit this or better all the time. So even if things are wonderful, prayer always helps. So whatever you're doing, get prayer anyway. And after the celebration today, we have our Zoom room. So go to the website or go to the Facebook page and get the address to the Zoom room and come and join us. And you can have one-on-one prayer in a breakout room in our meet and greet. So do that as well. However you want to be prayed with and prayed for, we are here to accompany you on that journey. We are here to accompany you on your spiritual path. So please use us. Okay, because you know what it does? It allows our practitioners to live the calling on their heart, which is to pray for us. So please do that. Don't leave here today without getting prayer support. I want you to know, wherever you're tuning in from, you are welcome here. We have a lovely welcome we use in the sanctuary, and we're using it online now because you can be anywhere in the world and be tuning in right now, right here, right? So if you're in San Diego or California or across the country or across the world, we want you to know, whoever you are and wherever you are welcome here. You are safe and you are loved. So allow that to resonate with you. Pull up your chair, put your feet up if you want, get your second cup of coffee. I'm going to turn it over to our celebration singers right now, who are going to sing our centering song to prepare us for our 5-minute meditation. Take it away, celebration singers.
Good morning. I'm Reverend Sam Flynn, a staff minister here at Vision, and now's our time for 5-minute meditation. And so we have a couple of quotes for you today to take into your meditation, and we'll have the sound of the bowl to start and end the meditation. And so we'll have the quotes now. First, from Marianne Williamson, "The spiritual journey is the unlearning of fear and the acceptance of love." And from Ernest Holmes, our founder, "Since we cannot encompass infinity, we shall always be expanding and always enlarging our capacity to know and to experience." And so giving thanks for this chance to dwell in the silence, giving thanks for the gifts that we find there. For in this place is that sense of oneness, knowing that there is only one, that life that is spirit, that life that is each one of us, the gift of heart, the gift of love, the gift of balance, beauty, wholeness, and grace, that sense of life that is full and rich and complete in each and every moment. And so what I know is that as we dwell in this place, what is found is that truth, that gift of the vision that each one of us has for our life fully expressed. And so this is what I claim for each one of us now, is that life fully expressed in all ways. In all ways. In each breath, in each step, in each vision, in each sound. Be it home, be it family, be it money, be it career. In all of these outpicturing and all of these manifestations, I know it is the one behind each thing that is the truth being outpictured as the life lived, the life given, the life received. And so I accept each one of these right here and right now, knowing that they are complete and individualized as each one of us independently and together shared and lived fully and freely right here and right now. I know the universe always says yes. As this word is released now, as it is given to the universe to create, to know, and to share with each of us. And so I just give thanks for this, knowing that our time together is beautiful, is unleashed in love, is given in grace. I know that Reverend Patti's words are indeed inspired and inspiring as we share this time together. I know it is perfect, and so I just give thanks for it. I release this word now, and I simply let it be, and so it is.
Hello, everyone. My name is Moriah Angeline Good, and it is my pleasure to be here singing for the first time at Vision. I'm really excited to share the joy with you as we ring in the new year. You don't have to feel brave to be brave. I don't have to feel strong to be strong. We don't have to feel inspiring to inspire. Remember that when your road is rough and long, even a small star shines in the darkness for someone somewhere to see. It shines the way for those in the distance. That's what your courage means to me. Maybe there are times you feel lonely, like no one sees the world the way you do. Remember, each of us is made uniquely, and no one ever knows their own magnitude. Even a small star shines in the darkness for someone somewhere to see. It lights the way for those in the distance. That's what your courage means to me. So don't be afraid to be a little brilliant. Don't be afraid to shine in someone's eyes. If we can trust the gifts that make us different, then we can all learn to shine, shine, shine. Even a small star shines in the distance for someone somewhere to see. It shines the way for those in the distance. That's what your courage means to me. It shines the way for someone in the distance. That's what your courage means to me.
Thank you, Moriah. That was so beautiful. That was just such a beautiful song. Perfect, just perfect for today. The last talk of the year. Could you imagine? We made it. We made it. Oh my gosh, did anybody ever think 2020 was going to turn out like this? You know, I know we've read about the 1918 pandemic in our history books probably when we were in high school, but did you ever in a million years think that you would live through one? But here we are. I know we're at the end of 2020, and I know the vaccines are on their way, and, 2021 is going to be different. I'm knowing that. I'm knowing that for us. So, we made it. Here we are at the end of 2020. We're safe, we're healthy, we're living apart and separate from each other physically, but we're together in spirit always, always. But give yourself credit. Right? You're doing the right thing. You're being a wise steward of this body that you've been given. So pat yourself on the back. We are walking through this thing in strength. So let's talk about December. We started the month called Celebrating Divine Truth. We started with the talk Above All Else. It's about going deeper into our philosophy of truth to guide us and to refresh us and to restore our faith in challenging times, right? And then the week after that was God expressing how everything in the manifest world is but an activity of the divine, right? The activity of the divine in form, expressing as it will through us and through all life everywhere. And last week, Reverend Jean spoke about the divine light in her talk, and in Let There Be Light. I think that was the name of it. Yeah, and it's all about this going back to this basic thing, and that brings us to today's talk: one in the experience. Regardless of what we are going through and how challenging things may get, or how brilliant they may become, we are one in this experience. There is a unity of all life everywhere. Everything springs from the one thing. And as diverse as it is, all life is some part of this life of God. And it's as if we all registered on Ancestry.com, right? And we all look for our common ancestor, and hello, it's God, That's really what it is. We all come from that same source. We are diverse. We are individualized. We're different shapes and colors and sizes and everything. And yet, we have this common ancestry. We have this common root that we all spring from, and that is spirit. Spirit has sought and found a way to express as all life everywhere. And Ernest Holmes said this in the Science of Mind textbook. He said, there is a place in the mentality, in the heights of its greatest realizations, where it throws itself with complete abandon into the very center of the universe. There is a point in the supreme moment of realization where the individual merges with the universe, but not to the loss of the individuality, where a sense of oneness in all life so enters his being that there is no sense of otherness. It is here the mentality performs seeming miracles, because there is nothing to hinder the whole from coming through the individual. We can do this by providing the mental equivalence of life, by dwelling and meditating upon the immensity of life and the fact that as vast, as immense, as limitless as it is, the whole of it is brought to the point of our own consciousness. So our work then is to get ourselves to the place where we can know the truth, where we can appreciate this unity, this vastness inside of ourselves and flowing through us and as us in the world. And here is where it begins. It begins when we start to think about our life and we're not real happy with it, right? That's always the point of beginning. It's like stuff is going on in our lives and we're just not satisfied with the way it's going. It lacks something, or there's too much of something we don't want, right? That's the place where our spiritual journey always begins. We're having the experience of, this is not the life that I desire. And it brings us to a philosophy like this, right? When we get to that part where it's like, my life is not working the way I want it to. But in reality, it is working exactly the way we're thinking about it. We're getting exactly what we expect it to be, you know? And we think nothing is going right, right? We think Murphy's Law. Don't you love that? We keep thinking Murphy's Law, and then we keep getting Murphy's Law outcomes. You see how that works, right? Everything comes from consciousness. So when we think nothing can go right, nothing can go right. You know Murphy's Law, right? You know Murphy's Law? When whatever can go wrong will go wrong. And at the worst possible moment, I think that's the end of it. Well, you know, they've expanded on Murphy's Law, right? And they have lots and lots of other laws that go along with it, like nothing is as easy as it looks. I think people who own homes, you know that, right? As soon as you start entering into a project, it's like, nope, it's going to take 3 times as much and it's going to cost 4 times, right? The amount. Everything takes longer than you think. That's another part of Murphy's Law. If there is a possibility of several things going wrong, the one that will cause the most damage is the one that will go wrong. We have a bunch of them. If anything cannot go wrong, it will anyway. Left to themselves, things tend to go from bad to worse. These are really interesting laws, right? Okay, and this one. If everything seems to be going well, you've obviously overlooked something. So we have a load of different Murphy's Laws that we hear about, we think about, and you know, there's many, many more of them. I'm just giving you a little example. There's Murphy's Law for technology, there's Murphy's Law for love, there's Murphy's Law for dating. I mean, they go on and on. But for a moment, let's go back to Mr. Murphy, right? And let's talk about the real story. It was 1949, and the U.S. Air Force, they were conducting tests to see what sort of acceleration, G-force, a human body could withstand. And they were using a volunteer strapped into a sled that would accelerate up to 630 miles per hour and then stop suddenly. And one of the human volunteers was Colonel Stapp. who was also a medical doctor, so he volunteered himself for this thing. Well, the Air Force captain was Captain Edward Murphy, Jr., and he had designed the harness that had all of these sensors put into it so that they could detect the force and the effects of the force on the human body. 16 sensors were put into the harness. And so they sent poor, Colonel Strupp down the runway, 630 miles an hour. They stopped short. He came out of the test awful, right? Just bloodshot eyes and just all kinds of symptoms. And when they went to look at the readout from the sensors, they all showed 0 because, why? Because the sensors were put in the wrong way. So none of what happened was, did they get any sort of information from. It was a great loss. And what happened was, Murphy, who was not happy at all about the fact that the sensors were put into the harness backward, he said this, and they said it, he sounded like thunder when he said, if there are 2 or more ways for something to do something, and one of the results is a complete catastrophe, someone will do it that way. Right? So there's the original Murphy's Law. If there are 2 or more ways to do something, and one of these results in a catastrophe, then someone will do it that way. That is the true and complete Murphy's Law. But it's interesting because I look back at that and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. He didn't say if anything can go wrong, it will. He said if there are more than one way to do something, one of those things will be awful. And it makes me think of the fact that as a species, we have evolved, right? Because we're taking care of those kinds of things. I mean, think of your car key. I mean, I know that lots of new cars don't even have keys anymore. But if you think of your car key, there is no one right way to put the car key into the car anymore. You can put it in this way, you can put it in that way, right? It's totally reversible. We've taken care of it so that there are notches on both sides of our car keys. You cannot put it in the wrong way, as opposed to, say, 3-pronged plugs, which is very, very important we put in the right way, right? 3-pronged plugs, it's like, so we've made it so that you cannot put it in the wrong way, because that has that third prong, right? It's like a ground or something. I don't know anything about it. But I know there's only one way you can put a 3-prong plug into an outlet. So we are taking care, we're learning. We are teachable, I love it. We are learning that if there is only one right way to do something, that we can fix it so we cannot do it the wrong way. So we're learning. I love that. Anyway, so let's go back to Murphy and all of those laws, because really what we're saying is we're looking at life negatively, right? If anything can go wrong, it will. And at the worst possible moment, if there's more than one way to do something, we'll find a way to screw it up. All of those sayings are negative. They are all negative interpretations on how to do something. But here's the thing. It's not God's fault, right? It's not God's fault. The law can only respond to us by moving through us. Let me say that again. The law can only respond to us by moving through us. God is not punishing us. It is responding to what we have in mind. And if what we're holding in mind is everything can go wrong, it will. Right? And here's the thing. Here's another Murphy's Law. Here it is. Enough research will tend to support your theory. Okay? And we do that all the time, don't we? We just keep going around and out-picturing and proving to ourselves. You do something and it doesn't work out. And you go, okay, well, that's interesting. It didn't work. And then you file that information away. So the next time something goes wrong, you associate it with the first time something went wrong. See? Didn't go right again. It did not go right again. And so the next time something doesn't go right, you start to sense a pattern. Nothing goes right for me. I can't do anything right. I can't believe it. Things just don't work out for me. You wind up creating a law for yourself that's limiting, right? That's limiting. I always wind up on the losing end. Now, the trouble with that is, once you find that pattern, you begin to look for it, and you begin to look only for that. And then you begin to ignore the times where things are going right for you. You tend to ignore things, large or small, that are going right because you're trying to prove your hypothesis that nothing works out for you. Right? So you tend not to see things. And you do enough research to prove your theory. But you do it by ignoring or eliminating the times, the events, the circumstances that do work out for you. You tend to find what you are looking for. We tend to prove our own suspicions all the time because we want to be right. We will overlook the events that disprove our suspicions. It's like when you buy a new car, right? You know how you buy a new car and then all of a sudden you see them everywhere? Everybody has your make and model and color. As soon as you buy that new car, you're driving it home on the freeway and it's like you look around and everybody's got the same thing. Well, no, they were all there before. They were all there before. You just didn't notice them because you didn't have one. But this is what we do. We go around collecting evidence all the time to prove our own belief system. And it is, right? It is our belief system. And then we see it because we first believe it. Because we've established a pattern, because we've created a law based on past experiences. And what do we know about spirit? We know spirit, white principle is not bound by precedents. Principle is spirit, is first cause. It is not bound by precedent. It's not bound by anything that comes before it. But we make it so. We make it bound by past experiences, by making these laws for ourselves. So, what do we do about that? What do we do about that? Well, we have to turn it around. Right? We have to turn it around. We have to ignore Murphy and all of his laws in every area of our lives. If we tend to prove our hypotheses, right? If we tend to go about out picturing and looking for our proof of our hypothesis, proof of what is true about our life, then we need to change our hypothesis. And instead of going around saying, oh, nothing works out for me, everything goes wrong for me, I'm always on the longest line, the bank always closes 5 minutes before I get there, yada, 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 we have to change the underlying hypothesis. So what do? What's the opposite of Murphy's Law? What is the opposite of Murphy's Law? Okay, well, here it is. I've got it here for you. It's called Yehupram's Law, which is Murphy spelled backwards. Yeah, isn't that cute? Okay, Murphy spelled Yehupram's Law. Everything that can work will work. Consider how many things worked as they were supposed to work today. You probably don't remember all the things that worked out because they worked so well. They just worked so well. So there's the new law that you have to fall under. Everything that can work will work. Everything that can work will work. When we begin to look at life like that, you'll notice when then your hypothesis becomes, what else can go right? What else can go right? What a wonderful way to look at life. And then what happens is when that becomes your new theory, what else can go right? You begin to notice things around you in your environment that are going right. Then you begin to keep track of all the ways things are going right in your life. Things that are going well, things that are going easy, things that are going the way they're supposed to go. Right? You get in the car, you turn it on, and the engine starts, and you notice it. You don't just take it for granted, right? You turn it on, you're like, hey, look at that. It started. How wonderful is that? All of those things that you sometimes take for granted, you can now notice because you're proving your theory again. You're looking for evidence again all around you. But the evidence you're looking for is everything's going right. What else can go right in my life? What else can go right? And so then you begin to find evidence of that. There's another law. It's called the sunshine law. I love that. It's called the sunshine law. When everything is falling into place, notice. It's a great law. When everything is falling into place, notice. Notice when things are going well. Notice those little coincidences, those serendipity happenings, those lucky streaks. Notice when they are occurring in your life. Make note of them. Pause to observe them, to absolutely bring it to your consciousness. Hey, everything's going smoothly. Everything's working out like a charm. This is amazing. No, this is your life. This is your life. You know, and here's the most important part about it. You're not in charge, right? This is your life, but remember, you are not the source of your good. You're not the one doing it. You are not alone. Give credit where credit is due, right? Give credit where credit is due. You are in league with the divine. I am in league with the divine. We are all co-creating. We say this all the time. We are co-creating. We're not in it by ourselves. We're not here alone trying to make our life happen. We are in league with the divine, with the power and presence that created the universe. It can create a parking spot for you. You see what I'm saying, right? We are co-creating everything. We are part of what Ernest Holmes called God and company. I love that. And you know, we are the company. God and company. We are one in this experience. We are one in this thing called life. We are one with all there is. And in this thing called life, actually, Ernest Holmes said this. He said, you exist that this power may have another unique outlet for its expression. The more life you express, the more it flows through you. Therefore, every legitimate desire you have is the pushing of this power through you into its own expression. In this way, you are in partnership with the infinite. Right? We're not alone. We're not struggling. We're not trying to make it happen. We are co-creating. We are being the place where we allow spirit to flow through us to change conditions around us. And is it too much for our ego to think, I of myself do nothing? It is the power within me that does the work. Is that too much of a challenge to our own human ego to know that is the truth of us? I of myself do nothing. It is the power within me that does the work. Yeah, I think a pretty neat guy about 2,000 years ago had a good handle on that idea. And you know, he made miracles happen. And he said, this and more you will do. This and more you will do. But it takes surrender. It takes surrender. We have to surrender to the power and presence that lives in us and through us and as us. It has its being, you know, in the physical world because of us. It inhabits all form everywhere, and it expresses its power and presence through us and as us in the world. We are a part of this amazing power and presence that creates. On our own, we don't create. We couldn't possibly. We allow the power and presence to create through us and as us. In Richer Living, Ernest Holmes said, the good in which you believe can triumph over every evil you have experienced. You have a silent partnership with the infinite. This partnership has never been dissolved. It can never be dissolved. You are to have implicit confidence in your own ability, knowing it is the nature of thought to externalize itself in your affairs, knowing that you are the thinker. That's what we do. We direct the thought. We direct it. We didn't create it. We don't own it. We don't have it. We allow the power of Spirit to use us. We are one in this experience called life. And it is up to us to change our thinking. Because when we change our thinking, when we reverse Murphy's law, right, to Yepram's law, when we know everything is going to go right in our life, everything goes right in our lives, and then we notice it, we begin to prove it to ourselves all around us. That's what changes our life. Change your thinking, change your life. Religious Science 101. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful, wonderful end of 2020, and let's ring in 2021 on a high note. Bye-bye.
There's a hero. If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer. If you reach inside your soul, and the sorrow that you know will melt away. Comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. It's a long road when you face the world alone. No one reaches out a hand for you to hold. You can find love if you search within yourself, and the sorrow that you felt will melt away. Comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. To follow, but don't let anyone tear them away. Hold on, there will be tomorrow. In time, we'll find a way. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. That a hero lies in you. Ooh, that a hero lies in you.
Wasn't that beautiful? I love that song, don't you? Oh, and you've got such a beautiful voice, Moriah. Thank you so much. Now, it is time for our conscious circulation. This is our opportunity to give back to Spirit, to give back to those people, places, and things that absolutely nourish us spiritually. And if Vision is one of those places, then we absolutely are so grateful and accepting of your gifts. It has kept us doing what we're doing this year with nobody in the building. It's just been such a challenge and such a unique experience for us to go through as well. And so we are so grateful for your support, for every one of you that tithe online or send in checks or do what you're doing to support this ministry, because, we wouldn't be able to do it without you. This has just been a really interesting year with nobody in the building. So thank you. We are so grateful. The Core Council thanks you, and I thank you as well for being giving and being able to support and supply this ministry with what it needs to keep the lights on and keeping the place warm and cozy for you when we get to be together again. So we wanted to be here and to remain here for that to happen. So thank you for everything that you've done this year to be an inspiration and supply and support, and to practice that spiritual principle known as tithing, to be giving of your first and best to those places that support you spiritually. And if you are giving today, thank you. Place your gift in your hand if you're going to put a check in the mail, or bring to mind your online tithing. Make it a conscious thought that you are giving, you are supporting, you are supplying, and as you give, so you receive. So just bring that into mind as we go within in prayer, and know that God is abundance. It is a quality of God. It is a law of circulation. We know and accept that as we give, so we mightily receive. We place ourselves in the river of God's abundance. We know that we stand in faith, and we stand open-handed and open-hearted, and we receive gratefully, and we give graciously, and we continue to be in that divine circulation, knowing we can never outgive God, for the more we give, the more we receive. And so it is. Amen.
This is my wish for the world, that peace would find its way to every boy and girl. This is the time for harmony. Let love be the song that everybody sings. Fill the air with joyful noise. Ring the bells and raise your voice. Let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth. Lift your light and let it shine. Let it shine, shine, shine. Let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on earth. This is my wish for the world, that peace would find its way to every boy and girl. This is the time for harmony. Let love be the song that everybody sings. Fill the air with joyful noise. Ring the bells and raise your voice. Let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth. Lift your light and let it shine. Let it shine, shine, shine. Let every voice be heard.
that song. Let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on earth. Absolutely. Oh, I love that. Anyway, I'm going to tell you about some Miracle Minutes. That's the time that it is right now, is to share Miracle Minutes. And I wanted to start with Katie. Katie asked the practitioners for prayer in her job search. And yay, she is employed. She found a position that she loves, and they love her, and work is beginning. So thank you, practitioners. And Katie, thank you for sharing that. I'm just so inspired by demonstrations of answered prayer, as I know you are as well. And I have another answered prayer, and this comes from Annetta, who calls herself Barry's Vision church wife. I love that. She had a surgical procedure done, and of course came through with flying colors, quite successful. She is recuperating at home. She's being loved and cared for, back into health and well-being, and we're so happy, Annetta. I'm so pleased that everything went well and you are on the mend. We're absolutely knowing full and complete health and well-being for you. So please, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, remember prayer, meditation, contemplation, visioning. Do what you do to be in that flow of all life. And when you have that demonstration of answered prayer, text us, email us, call me. Let us know so that we can share with our group these demonstrations of answered prayer, which are so powerful in our lives. And it keeps us motivated, keeps us enthusiastic about our spiritual journeys as well, our spiritual practices. We know that prayer changes things. It absolutely does. So please keep them coming in. And now it is time. You know what time it is. It is time for The Last Word by Johnny Kirko.
We know what it is. We know what time it is. It's Johnny Kirko time, darn it. What do you think about that picture of me celebrating New Year? Ha! Ha! So we're continuing our virtual meet and greet right after our celebration. Join us. I think Billy Francis is going to be a part of it today. So we started, like I said, right after, and there's a link right there on Facebook and also on the website. So check it out. Come and be a part of it. We have practitioners who are available for prayer as well. We do one-on-one prayer. You can go into a Zoom room. So check that out. Every week, Monday through Friday, we do a coffee connection and inspiration. It starts at 8:30 in the morning. Again, you can get the link on our website, but what we do is we get together with Reverend Lori Sheets and just kind of say hi. They do a little prayer and just a connection with everybody, so join us for that. Uplifts. Now, we have done over 220 uplifts since March, and we're taking a break. So next week, or this week coming up, no uplifts, no new ones. So if you need some uplifts, we have 220 of them up online. You can go into the Facebook, you can go to the website, you can go to YouTube, watch those. We're going to give the team a little break here. So no new ones for this week. We'll be back the week after that. On Wednesday evening, we have Paul Hemmerling's year-end release process. It starts at 7 o'clock. Just a half hour of just releasing 2020. And boy, do we need to release 2020. So be a part of that. We're on Facebook, YouTube, all kinds of places to check us out. Again, 7 o'clock on Wednesday. I wanted to give a big special thank you to everybody who was a part of the Christmas Eve celebration. What an amazing night that was. Interesting, to hear from all the pracs, as Reverend Patti said, and the special guests, and thank you to all of our reverends who came in to be a part of it, and Paul Hemmerling. So it was a fun night, and Merry Christmas to you guys again. So this year coming up in 2021, we're going to be back in this building. We will be right back in this building, and we will do it again. I miss singing with our choir, even though that choir song was a lot of fun. That was really cool, White Christmas at the end. And there was one guy who was off. Don't look. Our matching fund program. So the matching fund program, we're continuing that. So what happened is we had a person who's willing to give up to $5,000 and match any of the monies that we collect over this month. We're getting really close, you guys, really close. So help us out. I think we're about $1,000 off or so. So come by and give us some donations to that, and we can get the matching. And in the end, we'll have $10,000. So thank you, everybody who's contributed already. We love you and appreciate that. Reverend Jean Phillips has a class starting up here in January. It's January. And it's Revealing Wholeness, a spiritual mind-body connection. She's going to be starting that on January 11th on Monday evenings. So I'll get you up. I'll put it up on the website, and we'll also create a Facebook event for it. But get ready for that. That's Monday evenings with Reverend Jean Phillips. It's a 7-week course. Can't wait to have you be a part of that. Next week, Reverend Patti Paris is back. Her talk title is Old Truths. And I don't know who the music is yet, but it's going to be good. So like we always do. So thanks a lot. See ya.
You know what time it is now. It is time for us to stand up. Wherever you are right now, we want to stand up. We want to stand in the truth of those affirmations. Betty Brink writes these for us every week. Thank you so much, Betty, for being such an invaluable part of this process. She thinks up the affirmations. She brings the quotes to us for the practitioners. It's just an amazing and wonderful service that she does for Vision. Thank you. And we're going to stand and we're going to do these affirmations together. So come on, get up, everybody. We're going to say them. They're up on the big screen too, right? Yes, woohoo. Okay, we're going to do this together. You ready? You with me? Okay. I invite sacred transformation. All of God is everywhere that I am. The goodness of spirit is mine today. I think I want to do number 3 again. I love that idea that no matter where we go, that good is in us and as us and through us and surrounding us. So let's say it again. The goodness of spirit is mine today. Yes, and every day. Let us go with it and pray out. Giving great thanks for this day, just knowing it is a gift from God. We are here, we are alive, we are thinking, laughing, deliberating, making decisions. We are one in the Spirit. We know the power and presence just flows through us and as us. We co-create with this divine presence, and we co-create directing the law with love. And we know and accept that the outpicturing changes conditions in our lives. Knowing it is all God and it is all good, I simply let it be. And so it is. Amen. Wonderful Vision. Have a great day. Bye-bye. See you next time.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to laugh and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Patti Bright was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank, misfortune seemed his lot. We got into a drifted bank, and then we got upset. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.